Hey guys, Sonia here with Risen Sun. I am going to talk through today's video. I've gotten a lot of requests to do that, people asking that I talk through sort of my process and what goes on in my head. Not that you really want to know all that, but with respect to the what goes on in my head as I'm doing it. So we'll see how this works. I tend to get in the zone, so that you may have periods of quiet, but if it doesn't work out, I'll just throw the music over it. So no harm, right? Okay, let's get started. Today I have an idea of what I want to do. I don't know that I can explain it properly, but we'll see if it works. So I want to once again do my bloom and swipe, but I want to do basically is 2 sections and have them sort of entwine in the middle. So we'll see if we can make that happen. As always, I start by taping up the back of my canvas. I'm using frog tape. I found that this stuff really creates a nice edge. And then to raise it off, I use these really large jumbo push pins. As you can see, they're covered in paint that won't come off anymore. But they're awesome to sort of be able to handle the canvas and be able to set it down without having to worry about setting it down on something. Before I get started, I do want to show you the results of the last piece. It's still a little wet right here in the center, and of course, silly me put a little smudge right there because I had to touch it to see if it was dry. How many of you do that as well? I've ruined many a paintings doing that, let me tell you. But love how this guy shimmers as the light hits it. Absolutely love how pretty the colors are. And then because I taped it in the back, you can see it's a really nice clean canvas, which is something that I really like. And so, this is kind of the look that I'm going for, very professional looking. So this will, I think this one's pretty nice as it is. It has a little bit of texture, but not much. So what I like to do is varnish it with high gloss varnish from Liquitex. And let me show you, do I have something nearby that I can show you? I don't. Okay. Oh yes, I do. Hold on. Let me show you this. This is not a perfect piece, but I will, just to give you an idea. So this is only varnished with Liquitex High Gloss. I put like 3 coats down, and as you can see, it gives it a really, almost a resin-like, without having to deal with all the resin. And I love, it's nice and smooth, it's high gloss, it's a perfect finish. So that's what I'm gonna do with that piece, and what I do with a lot of my pieces actually. Okay, enough about all that. Let's get to our pour. So I've got my last of the Color Place White from Walmart that I'm going to use as my first layer of paint. This stuff is pretty old, so even though I don't normally want to mix it, I have to, otherwise it comes out all streaky. And it looks like we're gonna have just enough for this canvas, and then I'm gonna have to refill my bottles. All right, hopefully we'll have enough. So what I'll do is put this guy upside down in case we need a little bit more for the edges, because I don't have any more ready. Okay. The colors I want to use today are fairly monochromatic other than the red, which I want. This is going to be the red cell activator, which is going to be my pop of color. So what I'm using here is Folk Art Color Shift Black Flash. I've got Bone Black by Golden, and this is a transparent, so coupling that with the black flash is going to give me a little bit more depth. And then I've got Deco Art 24 karat Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. And last but not least, I'm also going to add a little bit of the Golden Interference Gold. I get a lot of questions about what does interference gold do. And basically it shifts based on how the light hits it. So as you can see, this stuff is normally clear, but depending on how the light hits it, it'll show up that pretty gold color. So it gives it a little bit of an iridescence without actually being that color, if that makes any sense. All right, let's do this. All right, I'm gonna start with my color shift black, and the black flash actually does have some gold iridescence in it already. So I just want to do a little bit right here. And I'm wondering if I'm doing that too close to the edge. I might be. I'll do this one right here. Because inevitably some of the stuff is going to fall off the edges. That's just the nature of the beast. And so you kind of have to plan ahead of time, taking into account that something is gonna fall off, but you wanna leave enough that you want so that you can achieve sort of the look that you're going for. And so you don't wanna put it all the way close to the edge, because obviously as the paint moves, that's gonna fall off. All right, so that's our, I might use that again actually. Okay, so then I'm gonna do some gold. To do some of the bone black. You probably can't see it, but this has like a navy hue. It is sort of a dark gray. Okay, and I'm going to put in some of this interference gold right there. And now I'm wondering if I want to even put the red in, because I'm really liking the monochromatic look of this. Do we go with a black cell activator? Oh man. I think I'm gonna go with the black cell activator, but I do want to add a hint of color. So let's see, where are my colors? Ooh, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of burnt orange. Let's do that. Okay. And now to find my cell activators. If I can remember where I put them all. Well, that's just silly. I just had them here. Okay. Oh, they're there. Duh. Doesn't matter how much I organize my space. When I'm working, I tend to just stick stuff everywhere and then I can't find it. So, all right, just a little bit. Just a little bit of color. And this is the golden quinacridone burnt orange. That's enough. Okay. All right, that'll work. So what I'm using for my swiping is I have these strips that I've cut, and all they are is you can get plastic acetate sheets, or what these are, I just basically bought a package of sheets that you would use. It's basically blank mylar. You would use these to make your own stencils. And I just basically cut little strips of that to use as my swipey tool. And the great thing about it is that once you've used it, this one's not clean, but if I were to take a Clorox wipe, I can easily clean this off and reuse it for a very, very long time. So I love that, as opposed to using, you know, a piece of paper that you're swiping and then tossing and then taking another and so on and so forth. All right. I think I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm going to turn this around and do a similar movement on this other side, because I want them to almost mirror each other. All right, and then I want to use a thinner one. And then I think I'm going to come in and sort of swipe this way and intersect it. Never mind the whole mirroring part. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. Oh, sorry. think that's good. And now we're gonna try to stretch this. See, I've got some gook in there. All right, a little bit more in the corners, I think. Otherwise we're gonna have some trouble stretching that. Okay, that worked out perfect. All right. Okay. All right, let's do this. Give it an initial stretch just to make sure everything's sort of moving. And then I'm going to start with this corner over here and bring it back. I want to push this paint a little bit because I don't want this area to fold in on itself. I want to bring it to the edge and that really kind of pull it back before it completely falls over. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna go down to that side. So you kind of you have to move your canvas so you can hit that corner the way that you want. I absolutely love that we added the orange in there. I think that gives it the pop that it needed. So let's take it this way. Let's take it all the way down. Mess with composition a little bit here. I want to take it a little bit more to the corner. That's enough. Okay, bring it back. See how our cells are stretching as we do that. And then your cells sort of bloom. All right, I think I kind of want that kind of centered. There we go. All right, I am liking that. Let's get our corners. Make sure stuff is falling off the edge nicely. And then our corners are covered. Oh man. All right, all that looks good. Just gonna take my little palette knife and get rid of the excess so it doesn't pull my paint down. Just do the other side. Flip this around one more time. And get this side. See, corner right there. All right, one last time. And there you have it. All right, what I'm gonna do now is, I know I've said before not to really torch. This is primarily house paint, and so it burns a lot quicker. But what I'm going to do is basically just kind of dab at it, because I do have some bubbles from mixing my paints. Okay, that's it. That's it. All right, let me get you in for a close-up. So here's the edge. And the mix of the blacks with the gold almost gives it a bronze look, because you see a little bit of the green coming through. Go over to the other side. God, I love that section. And they just sort of intertwine in the middle. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. Would love to get some feedback from you on whether you liked me talking through the video or you prefer just some cool music. Leave some comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and go create.